March 2025. We started having more Arctic runs on the BX26 and BX30 for Gun Hill. Quill continued to receive LFSA and other loans from MaBSTOA depots. At this point, MaBSTOA is just a giant fleet pool. Hale also got some loans on March 21st, 5341 and 5356. Tuskegee lost LFSA 5331, which was sent to Eastchester scrap on March 20th, thanks to an accident in the early summer of 2024. LFSA 5258 was temporarily stored at Eastchester for a couple months, however it has since returned to service. That was only for storage. 5331, however, is retired. Casey Stengel at this point had 40 next gens. JFK sent next gen 4625 to Stengel, which brought their total down to 12 next gens, listed here, and Stengel's up to 41. East New York retired next gen 4200 after its last run on March 5th, dropping their total to 11 units. 4187 and 4200-01 were removed from New York City on June 2nd, marking an official end to the next gens which rekindled the era of Orions at East New York in July of 2023. The last few 2024 XE40s entered service. 4970 was the last 4900 series XE40 to enter service at Grand, doing so on March 11th on the B39. 5021 was the last 5000 series XE40 to enter service, doing so on March 28th on the B62. And I still haven't caught a 5000 yet. Crazy. Finally, the last XE40 to enter service was 4966 on March 17th on the M79 Select, which is ironically the first XE40 I've caught since this was a re-delivery. Here was the XE40 distribution at the time. Kingsbridge had 4 units, Grand had 32, Quill had 22, and Charleston had 3. All 60 units have been delivered, along with 5030. Okay. LFSe Plus Electric 5028 was spotted at Plattsburgh on February 5th. That marked our first official sighting of the LFSe Plus fleet and confirmed the fleet range as well. LFSe Plus 5025 was seen at the Nova plant. 5026 was delivered to Zerega on March 27th but broke down on the way to Charleston. 5027 was delivered to Zerega on March 16th with chrome rims, then delivered to Quill either on March 27th or April 4th. On March 22nd, 4588 in Eastchester Next Gen was also sent to Eastchester scrap. That left 3 Next Gens in Eastchester awaiting their fate. However, they were never going to enter service again. Zerega Next Gens 4122, 4166, and 4210, as well as 4686, a retired Stengel Next Gen, were sent to Eastchester Depot likely for training or parts. That left 6 Next Gens at Eastchester for training and 8 units at Zerega, listed here. Next Gens 4165, 4262, 4482, 4514, and 4635 were removed from the scrap lot to Nassau County for disassembly on March 6th. 7548 was sent from Zerega to Gun Hill on March 21st, having been repaired from its accident, re-entering service on the BX25 on May 12th. This was the first time that the bus has been back in service since its accident on September 27, 2022. Prevost 1458, which got into an accident on January 17th where it nearly fell off a damn highway, was sent to Zerega on April 2nd for repairs. 1458 re-entered service on May 28th on the BX-M1. Now as for the 2008 D4500CTs from New Jersey Transit, on March 26, 2196 and 2208-09 were sent from Eastchester Scrap Storage to Zerega, being repainted in the process. On March 4th, the first 3 ex-New Jersey Transit CTs entered service out of Spring Creek, with the first one being 2199 on the BM3. 2197, 2199 to 2200, 2204, and 2206 all entered service between March 4th and March 10th. Meanwhile, out of Castleton, 2201 and 2205 entered service, with 2201 being the first to do so, entering service on March 6th on the SIM30, triggering a very short-lived era of New Jersey Transit CTs at Castleton. Damn, this update was so delayed, I'm talking about a fleet which isn't even at Castleton anymore. And here were the notable runs for March 2025. The initial assignments for the Prevost XD60s and XE40s were announced. The Prevost list is now obsolete, but you can still take a look at it if you want to. because now we have the option order of 131 Prevost, which has been confirmed as of mid-July. For our XE40s, most of them are expected to go to Gun Hill and Queens Village, which is a shock for some. But if you've been paying attention to the stages planned out, I guess it's not too much of a shock. I am not including April and May in this video. The video is going to be too damn long. Next video,